This morning, we are in the Apt Tea Room, and it's time to enjoy a sip of one of our favorite beverages.
Let's get our pinkies up. But tea is not something that you just enjoy on a cold winter day. Iced and cold brewed teas can also be enjoyed any time of the year. Here with more is Anthony Capobianco from Zen Tea Traders.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. It smells so good in here already.
It really does.
Thank you.
Look at all of this. Now, all of these teas are things that we can buy online?
Yes, ZenTeaTraders.com is my website. We work with restaurants, coffee bars, hotels across the U.S., and you can definitely order online, ZenTeaTraders.com.
You have a fascinating story, right? Because you started out doing something else and then kind of
I was a
switched over?
mortgage banker for like 13 years, and during my day, I found myself drinking a lot of tea because it was like stressed all the time. And then one thing led to another. My hobby grew into a business, so I left my job, and now I travel the world buy and sell tea.
Oh, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Now, this is actually, I didn't know there was a season for tea.
Yes, there is. So in April, they start the first picking of the year. They call it the first flush. And so what I brought in today was a Japanese green tea. It's called Shincha. That's the first picking of the year. The type of tea I'm showing today is the Japanese Sencha. So when you drink Japanese green tea, that's probably what you're drinking is Japanese Sencha.
Interesting.
Right? Who knew?
I never knew that.
Are there flavors that are more popular as we're moving into the summer season? I'm thinking lemons and fruit. You know.
Right. You have some blends. Your peaches, anything with a fruit in it tends to bring out more vibrant flavors, and people tend to like that.
Yeah.
And is this also, are there different teas that have different seasons, or is this for all teas?
All teas are pretty much the same. April, and they have another picking in June and September.
So that's the time we should be buying our teas or trying to get the freshest stuff.
Yeah, it's the best time of the year when the first flush comes out, because the leaves are storing all the nutrients and the flavor throughout the whole winter. And then when they first pick, it's just.
I think it's amazing we went our whole lives and we never really, I didn't think about when tea picking season is, and when it would be the best.
I don't even know if I connected tea to tea leaves and being picked from a plant. I don't even know if I got that far back.
Well, yeah, let me give you a quick 101. What tea is, all tea comes from the same plant. It's called Camellia sinensis. That's the name of the tea plant. So if you picture an apple, when you bite into an apple and you leave it out for a while, it turns brown, right? That's the same thing as tea. In the tea garden, the leaf is picked. And once that leaf is picked, it starts to oxidize, right? It starts to, change, transform. If you leave the leaf out all day long, you've got black tea. It's a fully oxidized tea. If you add heat to it along the way, in Japan they add steam. In other countries they'll add, they'll put it into a wok and they'll pan fire it and freeze it in that way, lock in the flavor. So you've got green tea, white tea, black tea, yellow tea, all comes from the same plant, Camellia sinensis. It's just how it's processed. Now, when you hear somebody,
crazy.
When somebody talks about an herbal tea, that's considered herbal or a tisane. So like a Rooibos or anything with herbs in it, those are your herbals or tisanes, not tea.
Now, you brought us some tea today, and there's a difference, you said, because a lot of us are drinking our iced teas now. There's a difference between an iced tea and a cold brewed tea?
Right, exactly. So with iced tea, what you would do is you'd heat the tea up, right, and then you pour ice over it. But what that does is that brings out the bitter in the tea. So the best way to get the most flavor out of your tea is cold brew it. And how you do that is you take a pot, throw some cold filtered water into it. Never let heat touch it. Cold filtered water in the fridge overnight for about 10 hours. And in the morning, you have all the sweetness with no bitter. And it's a lot better.
Because the heat is what makes the
It brings out the bitters in the tea or the catechins. But the sweetness in the tea is called L-theanine. And tea has this component, L-theanine, which
chemistry.
Yeah, I know.
It is. And I'm not a chemistry major, but I just know the basics of tea. So.
I play one on TV.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Well, you actually brought us a cold brewed and iced tea. Is this so we could taste the difference?
Yeah, the first one is an iced tea.
Okay.
And then the second one's a cold brew.
We should hold up. Okay, wait. Let's show
take a look at the liquor.
Yeah, let's show them.
They definitely look different.
Yeah, because so this one's the iced tea?
Exactly.
And this one's the cold brew.
Exactly.
So all the flavors are really still in it because it's a lot more
that.
dense than if we were just kind of putting hot water and then throwing it in and making
the iced
it cold
tea looks
later.
so much lighter
than
the
been doing
cold
it all
brew.
wrong.
I know. And y'all got to see all
taste
my, I'm going to get my nails done today.
Right, okay.
It's okay because tea's an art, not a science. That's what I tell everybody.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
Much more
God,
flavorful.
that's so weird. Never knew that. How many flavors do you have of the Zen Tea Traders?
13 different flavors. All teas can be done this way. Black tea, white tea, green tea.
Right.
Cold brew.
Wow.
And then
so, and I mean, it's just as simple as getting a pitcher, putting the filtered water in, putting in the tea, and then call it a day. But then you said we need to have a little strainer like this?
Well, with loose tea, what you want to do is, and it's the best flavored tea, instead of the bag tea, the loose stuff is the way to go. You have the strainer, you strain it through, basically take your cup, you can put it in there and then pour it over it, and then it'll strain it right out.
So the tea sits in
the
here.
leaves don't come
Do you
through.
sell all the accessories as well online too?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
smart.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We love this,
'Cause
Anthony.
getting everything in one place. And then you had something to tell us about these
Yeah, go ahead and
teas
give them a
over
quick
here?
sniff. See what you guys think.
What
are these?
So the first one is the Japanese green that you drink. And then the second one is called Sun Moon Lake. Now that one was made by hand in Taiwan. I work with family-owned farms, and my
this
farmer
smells
makes it by
good.
hand. There's notes of cream, honey, and bourbon in that tea.
Girl, smell this.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were eating it.
No,
yeah,
just
that
smelling
smells
it.
really
It
good.
smells really good. That smells like a good time right there. What's this one over here?
That one I call Kung Fu Berry. It's a bunch of different fruits, whatnot. It's a Rooibos base. There's some apple bits, some orange peel.
What's an Rooibos? I've
Rooibos-
drank it before, but I don't know what it is. Is it a root?
It's a South African red bush.
Okay.
Basically. Yep.
So it's a different kind of leaves.
And
Did
there's
you
no-
say what that one is? Oh, sorry.
This is a white tea finished off with some dried apricots and peach.
Yum.
It's amazing cold brew.
Looks like something I'd put on my granola. You know, it all looks really good. It smells great. Thank you for bringing these, Anthony.
Yeah, of
We
course you
appreciate
guys.
it.
I learned a lot, Anthony. I got to tell you. Learned a lot today. If you want to check all of these out yourself, if you want more information, log on to zenteatraders.com.